Hello, today is December 2nd, 2025. We bring to you both national and international news as it affects Nigeria. Now, let us go to the headlines. Ex-Defense Minister Christopher Musa said to replace Badaru Abubakar as Nigerian Defense Minister. Northern governors, traditional rulers calls for state police six-month suspension of mining activities. Kano residents riot, burn tires demanding arrested kidnappers be handed over for mob justice. FG names 15 individuals, firms as terrorism financiers in 2024 clampdown. Tinubu government approves protection for Guinea-Bissau presidential candidate at Nigerian embassy, 6 ECOWAS support. While traditional ruler, 6 others escaped from kidnappers den. Now let us go to the details of the news. Ex-Defense Minister Christopher Musa said to replace Badaru Abubakar as Nigerian Defense Minister. Nigeria's Defense Minister Muhammadu Badaru Abubakar has resigned citing health reasons. President Bola Tinubu has accepted the resignation and thanked him for his service. Reliable sources say former Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa is now being considered to take over the role after meeting with the President at Aso Rock. The President is expected to officially notify the Senate later this week. Badaru served as Defense Minister since 2023. His exit comes as President Tinubu recently declared a national security emergency. President Tinubu has made serious bold moves recently, and it is very encouraging. It is now remaining the Minister of State for Defense. He needs to look into the activities of that man because he has been accused severally by a lot of notable northerners of aiding and abetting terrorism, and yet he is the Minister of State for Defense. Christopher Musa, if made the Minister of Defense, is another very good move because he is one man that both the Christians and the Muslims in the north have really appreciated his efforts when he was the Chief of Defense Staff. A very good man. That's another very important appointment if it comes to reality. Now let us go to the next one. Northern governors, traditional rulers calls for state police six-month suspension of mining activities. Northern governors and traditional rulers have met in Kaduna calling for the creation of state police to improve security across the region. They expressed concern over rising attacks and urged lawmakers to fast-track legislation that will make state policing a reality. The leaders also highlighted illegal mining as a major security threat and recommended a temporary suspension of mining activities, a full audit. To boost regional coordination, they approved a new Northern Security Trust Fund, with states contributing monthly to support joint security efforts. This resolution is just like a copy from the resolution of the Southern governors. The only difference is about the mining, but I can see that they are not talking about farmers' headers clashes and the Almajiri system, which is a fuel to the terrorists in the north because they find them as easy recruits. These two are most potent problems that we have in the north, but they are the leaders of the north. If they feel that this is not a problem and that illegal mining is the problem, let us watch and see. There are great thinkers among northern leaders, and I hope that one day they will come up with holistic method to resolving this issue once and for all. It is really embarrassing that everybody is now seeing people from the north as security threats to the nation. Anyway, this is their own resolution. It might not tally with the resolution of the federal government. The federal government still holds sway in the whole of these things. I do hope that our leaders will be guided well to bring about the end to these problems once and for all. Kano residents riot, burn tires demanding arrested kidnappers be handed over for mob justice. Tension erupted in Kano's Kofa rural area as residents protested after suspected kidnappers were taken to a local police station. Demonstrators blocked the road with burning tires, prompting a quick police response to restore calm. Authorities have not released details about the suspects. Meanwhile, civil society groups in Kano are urging leaders to depoliticize security and adopt stronger intelligence and technology to address rising kidnapping and banditry across rural communities. The rising cases of mob actions in Nigeria and the yearning for Nigerians to take on mob action is because of their mistrust on the police and the judicial system to mete out proportionate punishment to offenders. But that is not an excuse. There are instances where people are innocent until proven guilty. That is why they say suspected. It nearly happened to me one time. We just had little skirmish when we were young in our area. We had little skirmish with some area boys who maybe, normal now, out of jealousy or animosity that they have been nothing against us. We just had little skirmish. They started calling us Barao. Barao means thief in Hausa language. So they started calling us Barao, Barao. Before you knew it, people started gathering with clubs, machetes, and all that. They wanted to come and mob thieves. Thank God that some of them knew us and they knew the family we came from. They now said, no, these ones are not thieves. That was how we were rescued. So there are a lot of instances like that where people may even just be on the street and say they have lost their manhood for no reason, and before you know it, mob action on the suspect, and then the rest will be history. So please, we should just avoid mob action and continue to rely on our security and judicial system, as well as sanitizing them for them to meet up with our yearning for justice. Let us go to the next one. FG names 15 individuals, firms as terrorism financiers in 2024 clampdown. The federal government in 2024 identified 15 individuals and business entities linked to terrorism financing network operating within and outside Nigeria. According to the report, the individuals designated are Tukur Mamu, Yusuf Ghazali, Muhammad Sani, Abubakar Muhammad, Salamuddin Hassan, Adamu Ishaq, Hassana Oiza Isa, Abdul Karim Musa, and Umar Abdullahi. The firm listed are West and East African General Trading Company Limited, Settings Bureau de Change Limited, G-Side General Enterprises, Desert Exchange Ventures Limited, Eagle Square General Trading Company Limited, and Alpha Exchange BDC. Yes, this is boldness by the president. We have been clamoring for the president to release these names, and it's as if, although for political reasons, they've not been trying to do that. That tweet from Donald Trump, na bomb, na serious bomb. I don't know why they have been dragging feet, and all these names are not even among popular names in Nigeria that we can say they are former governors or former senators or former elected representatives of the government. So why have they been hiding it? Anyway, it's possible now that they have been known. It's possible they might have link with some of those officials. We don't know. But let us go to the next one. Tinubu government approves protection for Guinea-Bissau presidential candidate at Nigerian embassy, 6 ECOWAS support. Nigeria has asked ECOWAS to provide extra security for Guinea-Bissau presidential candidate Fernando da Costa after reports of threat to his safety. A letter from Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Ministry confirms President Tinubu approved temporary protection for da Costa inside the Nigerian embassy in Bissau. Nigeria says the move is a proactive step to support stability as Guinea-Bissau heads into a tense 2025 election period and has urged ECOWAS peacekeepers to extend official protection. This is the big border that we were before we started to cow. We now started to cow. Now, it's a bold step. I don't know what these politicians want to do to African democracy. Allow opposition be. Give them free hand to operate. You're already in power. Use your mandate to campaign for yourself. By the work you do, it will ginger people to vote for you. But you cannot be holding a mandate with state power, yet you cannot use it to better people's life, and you are afraid of an election that opposition is going to oust you. Thank God, I know this conclusion by the president is as a result of the report that was given by President Goodluck Jonathan, a true Democrat of our time. Let us go to the next one. Kwara, traditional ruler, 6 others escaped from kidnappers' den. The kidnapped traditional ruler of Bayagan community, Alhaji Kamilu Salami, has regained his freedom. The monarch and 6 others managed to escape after local vigilantes launched a surprise attack on the abductors deep inside the forest. Community members say the victims have made contact and are on their way home. The ruler was taken on Saturday while on his farm, and the kidnappers had reportedly demanded 150 million naira for them to release this big fish. I hope that this man no use African magic to escape, because this is a big fish that this low life, these people of the underworld will not easily like to let go. But thank God that he is back. Imagine the traditional ruler of an area is being kidnapped. You can see how we have destroyed our traditional institution. These are the people in custody of our culture that are supposed to be protecting us. But yet, the government is no longer listening to them. Even first class chief is now under a local government chairman. Can you imagine? How do you undermine such a very serious position? That's why you see that even in Kano now, it's happening. We have two emirs there now because the former governor removed the former emir. This one now, they instated him. And the former emir, the other one put there, he's still there, claiming the seat. You see, all these things wouldn't have been happening if we allow our traditional institution to uphold their cultural reverence. Follow for more, December 2nd, 2025.